Make sure to subscribe to Ben on YouTube so you can stay up to date on everything Humble.
Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Ben Humble here. We're going to have an awesome conversation. Good to have you guys here. Thanks for joining us. Today, I want to talk to you about something super important that I got into a while ago. So my new friend here today is going to be chatting about. I got an amazing guest. We're talking about your body. We're talking about the things that you need to do. And there's going to be so much great, not just information, but practical stuff. Today, my guest is going to be Ryan Milton. This guy's a young stud, like straight up young stud with a pretty powerful story. You know, significant change in his life. And I think you guys are going to take away some massive value today. Ryan, welcome, man. Good to have you on the show today.
What's up, brother? Appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, you look, first of all, you look great, dude. I'm just got to say, you look great, man.
Thanks, man.
You know, so a lot of people got the fake library with the Zoom call, but it looks like you already got a real library.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got the real thing over here.
Dude, I know you're big on personal development, so I'd love to get into all kinds of stuff that you're working on. I know you got a big mission in life, man. And I'm just so excited. Before we do that, man, tell folks how old you are, man.
27 years old. So
27. I love it. 27, already a very accomplished guy. So, Ryan, why don't we get started, man? Maybe could you take us back to your journey, how you got into, the development of what you're in today, which, by the way, folks, is, fitness is the name of the game here today. Walk us through your journey, my brother.
Yeah, so my fitness journey actually started on the opposite side of the spectrum, I guess you could say. Started out actually obese, as a teenager, looking for a change, looking for a way to figure out how I could change myself, basically. And so started trying to learn everything I could learn, absorb as much knowledge as I could, and, make a change in my life. And so when I did that, I ended up losing about 90 pounds. And so once I had lost 90 pounds and I felt so much better overall about everything in my life, physically, mentally, the things I was capable of doing, I was like, I got to figure out how I'm going to help people, man. I want to help more people. I want to get people the same type of stuff because I knew there was people that were stuck in the same pattern I was in. And I was like, I got to do something to figure it out. So, then I dived into basically, all right, I got to get involved in the fitness industry. Started at front desk of a gym. Sat down, took the morning shift, started at 3:30 a.m., about, 18, 19 years old, coming in the gym, 3:30 a.m. every day, starting to open it up and all that. And I was like, all right, this is what it takes to start climbing the ladder so I can get a training certification. I could become a trainer and I could start helping people. And, long story short, jumped out of there eventually and went online. And that's kind of where I'm at now.
Ryan, take us back, man. We've had some pretty amazing coaches and mentors this week, including, guys like Coach Burt, and guys like, we had Brandon Dawson from 10X Ventures here. We had some pretty amazing folks, and you're in the same line here this week with our coaching theme. Take us back to 15, 16 years old, my brother. What triggered that? And you tell us, how heavy were you? What did that look like for your self-esteem? And what triggered you to go on this thing and lose 90 pounds?
I like it. Yeah. So basically what happened for me, man, was I'll tell you the truth. I feel like this happens to most people. Actually, I know it does now, having worked with so many people, that one day you just wake up and things are different. And so one day I woke up and I was like, what's going on here? I was actually in gym class at the time in high school, going to gym class, and they do their annual fitness assessment or whatever. And so they weigh everybody in and, they do these tests and all that. And I was realizing, whoa, something's different about me right now. Like, I'm way heavier. I was actually like 280 pounds at the time, young kid in high school, not working out, eating a lot of fast food, playing a little bit too many video games back in the day and stuff like that. And so, I kind of realized, whoa, something's different. How did I get to this point? Why am I in this spot in the first place? And like I said, man, that happens to so many people, unfortunately. Like, you don't realize that if you don't put in the habit every day, you're going to end up in a different spot. And it might be like a door hitting you in the face one day to realize, okay, whoa, I'm not where I want to be. And, honestly, at the time, I was not, after I kind of figured out where I was not happy with it. I was like, okay, this is not where I want to be. I'm not doing my best. In other words, I'm not bringing my A game to any part of my life really at that point. And I was like, okay, I got to turn this around. Because why am I allowing one part of my life, and that's actually a big part, your health and fitness, right? That's kind of everything in a lot of ways. Why am I letting that drop to the wayside? And that's when I really dived into, okay, it's time to make a change and time to figure this out.
We came to Canada in 1991 with nothing but a will to thrive. They risked everything they had, left behind everyone they knew.
The only way out of the country was illegal, and the risk was huge.
I adopted the mindset that my parents had of faith and vision for my life. You see, they helped me understand that you get to decide what happens in this world. By the age of 30, I became a millionaire. I refused to accept scarcity, limiting beliefs, or someone else's excuses. So you want to know what the secret is? People ask me all the time, what's the secret? You want to know what it's going to take for you to succeed? Here's the truth.
So you're 15, 16 years old. You just wake up one day. And so many of us, folks, we get there, right? We just get to a point where we wake up like, holy crap, I'm fat. Or, man, what is going on with me? Like, and maybe it takes somebody else noticing it. Like for me, dude, I was on a group trip back to my home country for the very first time. And my cousin looks at me. She says, is everybody in Canada so fat? I'm like,
Oh, man.
is everybody back here so damn broke and ugly? Like, what you mean? Like, I was offended. But then I realized, I'm like, damn, I am fat. And I was about, 35, 40 pounds, about 40 pounds heavier than I am today, which on my frame, is pretty big. So, dude,
Right.
Talk to me about that time. Because I think a lot of people, they get to that point where they're just like, you know what? I've been afraid to speak it into existence because of whatever, but I'm fat. I'm obese. I'm overweight. I need to do something. What does that look like? Because you see this every day, right, to folks. Is it that it gets so painful they finally have to cross the other side? Or like, what is that trigger for folks, man? What do you think?
Yeah, so I think there's a variance, man. Everybody has their own story, their own journey, and it takes different things for different people. For a lot of people, it really comes from, starting to pay attention to more areas of their life. Honestly, when personal development takes part in another way, like let's say this happens to entrepreneurs and stuff like this, like crazy, man, where you start a business or something, or you got a new venture and you're making all these strides, but you forget like, oh, I got to go to the gym. I got to eat right. And so you're doing really good in one area. And then you start to notice that the other areas might be, falling to the wayside. They're getting weaker. So sometimes that's what it takes, realizing, okay, as I progress and I upgrade my life, what are these parts that are not getting upgraded? Is it my health? Is it my body? Is it my fitness? Am I gaining weight? Should I be losing weight? Am I doing my best here? And, for some people, honestly, unfortunately, when we're talking about obese people, they get health wake-up calls. They realize, okay, I went to the doctor and doctors tell me, I've had a ton of clients in my career where they're like, hey, if you don't change something, you're on the track to dying. Like literally, you're going to get a disease. You're going to have a problem, in the next 5-10 years of life, you're going to be in a seriously bad medical spot if you don't make a change. So I think that, there's honestly a number of ways that these types of things can come up. But once it kind of awakens in you, a lot of times it is some type of a pain point. It's a pain point to realize enough with the, putting all this to the wayside. It's time for me to take action on this stuff and make a change. And is it easy? No. But is it something that you can ignore once you've really woken up to it? Not really.
Dude, you made such an amazing point. So well articulated. I'd like to go back to that for a second. You said that, and I totally agree with this. When you start developing in any area of your life, a business, for example, you start growing a little business, you start growing, then you start realizing, or you become acutely aware of other areas of your life that you're lacking in. Like, oh man, my business is starting to take off, but then either the weight, the self-confidence, something in that other area becomes a big burden. You're carrying around this massive luggage, and it's an emotional, mental luggage. Like for me, it was like, dude, if I can conquer business or I can win at this, why am I not winning at this?
Yeah.
And then what I noticed was all the people that I admired that, were doing really well in business, even big people like, Cardone, and they're all working out. They're all getting their body in check, because what's the point of being, a multimillionaire if you're 400 pounds overweight? You're like having all these issues. You're removing your potential. You're killing yourself in the process. For me, my mom has type 2 diabetes, and my dad high blood pressure. So I was like, what's the point of me grinding and hustling it out every day, and I'm going to get to 40 overweight, have some money, and then maybe not make it that much longer? So, dude, it's so powerful because you're talking real life wake-up calls for people. And I just think I'm so glad you started on that relevant piece. So what should people do, man, as soon as they get to that point in life? Because I'm sure there's a lot of fear, there's doubt, there's scarcity, what should people really do? What's that first step?
First step is the first step. Doing anything. That's what it takes. You know, a lot of people want to wait. They want to look for the right thing. They want to look for the fastest thing, the best option. The truth is, when you're in the spot when you got to take control of your health, you know, you got to get fitness on, you got to lose some weight, you got whatever reason to take action on a goal. If you don't take action literally in that moment, take a step in the right direction, well, you're just doing the same thing you've been doing that whole time to get to where you were. Yeah. So really what you got to do is take a first step. You know, if you're sitting in your house and you have a wake-up call all of a sudden, and your doctor says, hey, you know what, lose some weight or whatever's going on, and you know it's time to do it, well, go take a damn walk. Get outside, walk, do the first step. Maybe, you know, order some new groceries, clean out the fridge, clear out the kitchen, any stuff that has got you to that point. Take a step right away so you can gain momentum forward, because at the end of the day, that is what it takes. It took bad momentum to get where you were, to pack on every pound, you know, all that, to get your health in a bad spot. And if you want to turn that around, you got to go momentum the other way. And that doesn't mean you sit and you wait and you think about what you're going to do and you try to buy a new book or, you know, even get a trainer. Do what you can right away, and then you can improve upon the process.
Dude, you're talking about one of my favorite books, which is The Slight Edge, right? It's a little bit every day in the right direction will eventually have a compounding effect in the long term. So you might say, well, I'm working out, I don't see any progress, but you just consistently putting it in. Look at yourself, you know, 300 days from now. Look at yourself 2 years from now, and look at your body, your mind. Something that I think a lot of people don't really understand is losing weight does more for your mind than it does almost for your body, because it gives you something we really talked about yesterday, which is confidence. Most people know a lot of different things, a lot of information on the web about everything from losing weight to, you know, growing a business, but they never take action because they lack confidence. So where's the chicken and the egg for you, my brother? Do you need confidence first to do the work, or should you just do the work and confidence kind of develops in you being in the middle of it? How can you reiterate this for folks?
Yeah, so you start with the work right away. I mean, honestly, people ask me all the time as a trainer, how do I get motivated? What do I need to do? You know, confidence, all that same stuff, that all ropes together. And what I always tell people is, if you got work to do, you don't need motivation. You got work to do. Like, you can't get motivated. You can't wait to get confident with what you're doing. You got to take action. Because when you start taking action, that's when you can start to experience the feelings that are going to keep you going forward, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say, you know, you might be in a down spot. You got weight to lose. You're feeling real bad about it. You know, a lot of people, the part of my process as a coach, when people start training, you know, they got to take their first body stats. They got to step on a scale. They got to take pictures of themselves. They got to take measurements. And most of the time, I'll tell you what, when people get the reality check of that, they are not happy, man. They are not happy. You know, you take most people, you have them do that, they're not going to be happy, because they're going to be like, whoa, I'm in a spot I didn't realize. And so it can be very discouraging. And if you wait for the moment where you think you're going to have motivation or confidence or any of those things, it's not going to come. But where it does come is when you start reversing that process. So you realize where you're at, you take the reality of it, and you say, all right, I'm not happy with it. This is not okay, but here I am. And so what am I going to do to make sure I can get to that spot? And maybe it is, okay, I'm going to do a workout today, or I'm going to eat a healthier meal today. I'm going to do one thing today that by the end of that task, then guess what you can feel? You can feel a little bit more motivation. You can feel a little bit more confidence, because you did a step away from what you didn't like, and you're getting closer to what the ideal is for you.
Dude, amazing. This is probably one of the most data over drama conversations we've ever had, right? Data drama. So many times we're looking at like drama, because this is an emotional process. Our self-esteem is tied into the way we look, or the way that we perceive how we look, right? And what I've noticed, the biggest difference for me, man, is I tried doing this on my own, right? So I'm like out there, I'm working out, I'm doing stuff, I'm doing T25 and P90X, and I lost some weight. What happened is I ended up becoming skinny fat, right? You know, so I had a stomach, but I was losing my upper body. It's like I wasn't able to lose that last 10, 15 pounds because I didn't have the right data. And now, like, I'm on this like 150 workouts later, and I'm tracking every macro. I'm tracking my nutrition.
Yeah, man.
I realize, brother, the biggest thing is the data. Literally, people, you will not understand how much one muffin could put you in a deficit or it could put you in a caloric surplus. One muffin a day will make you fat. And if you don't know the data on your own body, so here's the good news. The good news is this, right? And I want you to jump into this, man. The good news is you can literally track every calorie. If you want to lose weight, it's roughly 3,000 calories equals a pound. You knock one of those suckers out a week, and guess what? You're in a caloric deficit. You should lose about a pound a week. Talk to us about data versus drama, man, because this is where everybody feels like they're losing weight, but nobody's tracking it like that.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because that's absolutely huge. The thing is, people, they make a micro shift. They say, all right, I do want to lose weight, so I'll eat a salad today. But they negate the fact that everything else they're doing is not actually going to support their goals, right? And when you're looking at attaining a goal, whether it's fitness or anything else in life, you need the data. You need the variables. You got to know what you're looking at so that you know where it's going to take you, right? And so part of my coaching process, like I said, is we start in that beginning, those metrics. We say, okay, where are we at? And then my job as a coach is to go in and make the plan, program things out, get the nutrition right, get the training right, get the things right that are going to take us to eventually this ideal goal, the end game. And so, for people, they got to understand that it's not about just like, oh, I ate a salad today or I took a walk. If you don't know what that salad does, if you don't know what the calories are, you don't know what that walk's doing for you, you don't know any of that, well, how are you going to replicate it? How are you going to progress it? How you can continue to get forward with it? Even if you guessed by chance and got a little bit of results, how do you keep those results coming? You can't. Everybody can get, there's a term in the fitness industry called beginner gains. So like if you got a new goal and you got to lose weight, you might lose 10 pounds your first week, or you might go to the gym and try to build muscle, and you might start building muscle pretty fast. But as soon as that beginner period is over, where now you have to start to actually innovate things, figure out what's working, what's not, how to go further and progress it, kind of like how you're talking about you got to that point where you couldn't get the last 10, 15 off. That's kind of period of time where that becomes, okay, now you got to know what the data is so you can look at it. And so you can track your macros, you can pay attention and know, okay, if I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get here.
Yeah. And it's not how you feel about it. And the thing is, everybody's body is different. And it took time for me to dial it in. I've got a personal coach, folks. This is what I do. Every day the dude checks in with me and goes, hey man, how's your workout? I didn't see your sleep thing. I didn't see this. Like literally tracking everything in my body. Here's the beautiful part. If you get a mentor in this area of your life, you can stop thinking about it and just do it. My buddy Sean Whalen, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, wrote a book, is How to Make Shit Happen. He said, hit 4 things every day: mind, body, spirit, and your money. He said, but hit your body. He's like, if you don't want to think about your body, hire somebody else to focus on your body. They will give you a macro plan. They will hold you accountable. There's 1,000 apps like the Strong app and the weight loss apps and the tracking macros apps that you can do this whole thing virtually, man. So talk to us, like, let's get into your business, because you've got an amazing, like, just a cool business. Do people still have to go to conventional gyms? Because right now nobody's going with the lockdowns and stuff. Like, how does the business work in a virtual sense, and how is it valuable to folks?
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, we're talking about lockdowns, we're talking about home workouts and all that right now, obviously. But I've been doing this for 5-6 years straight online. I haven't trained a client in the gym in 5 or 6 years. Literally, when I started getting online training going, which is, I guess, what you could call it now, with everybody popping up, it's probably going to get some new names over this period of time. But it was not a thing back then, man. I tell you what, 5-6 years ago, when I really dug into this, people were telling me at my day gig, at my job, where I worked in the gym, this will never work. Nobody's ever going to pay a dime for that. Why would anybody do that? There's thousands of workouts on the internet. And like I said, I haven't done it. I quit. I jumped out, quit my day job, started this thing, went all in on it. It was not a secure thing by any means, but sometimes you guys take action. Like I said, talking about weight loss, same kind of gig. And so, yeah, I built that out, been building it. And now here we are, and it's kind of paying off in a lot of ways for a lot of other trainers that are out there right now. They're jumping online. They're like, I got to get online. I got to work. And you don't need a gym. You don't need a gym if you got a coach. Okay. The thing about workout programs versus coaches is dramatic differences. All right. Like, you could Google all day, 10,000. Hey, how do I lose weight? How do I get, a 6-pack? How do I do this and that? And you can find 10,000 resources in an hour, and you could try all 10,000 of them, and it doesn't mean you're going to be any closer to your goal. Because guess what? Whatever workout was on the internet or whatever meal plans on the internet or any of that, that's all generic. But as we go through life, I think there's one thing we've learned as a human culture in general is that everybody's different. Everything's different, right? Now we got these DNA tests and all this stuff where you test people's DNA and you can see the differences. That stuff didn't exist back, 10, 15, 20 years ago. You couldn't do that. But like now we know as we go, everything is different. So the way that we do stuff on Team Flex is totally custom coaching. We take people on. I learn about their lifestyle, learn what they do. I actually want to know what my fitness clients' goals are in their normal life. Like, hey, are you an entrepreneur? What's your day job? What are you doing? What are your goals there? What can I do to help you there, for one? What kind of time do you got to dedicate towards your fitness, right? Because you can put anybody on a plan, and if it doesn't match their lifestyle, it's not going to work. Even if you came to me and you're like, hey, I want to lose 15 pounds, but I'm, doing all this stuff. I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm hustling. I'm working hard. And I give you a 4-hour workout to do every day. How's that going to serve you? That ain't going to help you. Right.
Dude, let's talk on that. That's powerful. Let's talk to the business owners out there, because this is where it started making sense for me. What would you pay right now, guys, for the perfect body? Would you pay $3,000? Would you pay $5,000? If somebody said to you, man, I'll give you the perfect body for $5,000, would you do it? I'm just curious. I said yes, because I thought about this. We're all worried about like the monthly membership and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, man, I just want the body and I wanted to do it in 6 to 8 months. Boom. Can I get that body? And I kind of equate it like this. It's like making a chili. Somebody can give you the 4 main ingredients of chili, which is the generic training online, and you can go ahead and try to make chili. It might be okay. It might taste all right. But here's what you don't know. Where's all the spices? How do you boil the beans? How do you do this? Your body is so unique. What I realized with my online coach was that it took time to figure it out. I got to figure out my basal metabolic rate. I said that word completely wrong. Basal metabolic rate. Figure out where I need to be every day. I had to test, man. You're an experiment. You got to test what works, what doesn't work. Some things may not be a good fit for you. Other exercises might need to be switched out. It became an experiment where it's like we finally got traction in an area based on this, and this. So the question for you guys at home, stop thinking about it. Just trade. Seriously, the best thing I've ever done, which is why I wanted to bring Ryan on. I want to validate that online coaching mentorships, I think, work phenomenal. And in fact, I think they work better because you're not having to create all this extra noise. I have to go to the gym. I have to hang out with people. I got to hang out at the water cooler. All this stuff that's just distractions, folks. Get you some dumbbells. Get outside, start running. Do whatever. Talk about the home workout. Do people really need all the stuff that the gym provides for them to lose weight? Or is that just like an ego thing? We want to go there because of something else.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think it's a mindset thing.
By the way, if you guys are interested in real estate investing and you are in Canada, I wrote a book here called Real Estate Secrets Exposed. Learn how to actually make money virtually, which is cool, from the comfort of your home. Yes, it is possible if you understand the value and how to do wholesaling. And if you don't know anything about wholesaling, you need to grab this book. It's absolutely free. There's no page numbers. There's nothing else in there. It's just ready to go, though. Humble.co to grab your free copy. Talk about the home workout. Do people really need all the stuff that the gym provides for them to lose weight? Or is that just like an ego thing? We want to go there because of something else.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think it's a mindset thing. Because here's what I come down to, right? And I've been talking about this for a long time, especially with the quarantines now. We're months into this, man. We're months into the quarantines for everything. And that has for sure caused all of my clientele, all of my coaches that work for me, their clientele, everybody had to go to home workouts, right? A lot of people don't have gyms. Some people still don't. Some people don't have any in near sight. And so that means, okay, we got to figure out how do we take our paying clients and give them what they're actually trying to get. And that's when you really, I've known this my whole career, but that's when you really get to tell your clients, hey, you're not going to a gym. The gym doesn't give you the results, right? You go to the gym because it's an option, but that's not how you get results. Results come from doing the work. And if you have the right programming to do the work, then you're going to get the result. At the end of the day, when you get a coach, you're not paying for the gym. You're not paying for the fancy squat machines or the curl bars or anything else. You're paying for the end game result, right? And so that's how you got to realize that you don't need any of that stuff, right? Like the way I describe it to my clients is, yeah, your favorite squat machines in the gym, the cables, the fancy other machines, those are luxuries. Those are luxuries. Those are things you can have. Do you need them? No. Because at the end of the day, literally, we have people with all variances of stuff. Some people with zero equipment, some people with some dumbbells, some people with a couple barbells, most people with nothing. And I'll tell you what, over the past 2-3 months since all this has been going on, People coming out of quarantine better than they went in, more results, further along, lost weight, improved their health habits. And I say, you know what comes down to the gym, and people that say, oh, I can't do it without a gym, I can't figure it out. It's because those same people don't know how to flip the switch in their mind on their own.
Boom.
I think that the gym flips a switch for you, an environmental switch that says, okay, we're here to go to work on our body. And then when we're done, I'm going back to my life, right? And you do the same thing, you know, with your day job, or if you own your own business, you got to clock in, you clock out. But when the world went to, hey, we're at home now, we're on quarantine, no gyms, people don't understand how to flip the switch on their own. And that's where the mindset becomes key. Because if you can realize, hey, I don't need an external environment to create the internal one. If you can turn the internal environment to get you results, then you can go anywhere. You can do anything. You can travel anywhere. And that goes for every part of your life.
I love that, man. I love that. So that's discipline, dude. That's mindset. That's the stuff that we're really pursuing. Like, you know why I like people who look buff is because of the work they had to put into their mind, the discipline and the courage to make that happen. So like the outside body is a reflection of the inside mind, because in one area of their life, they were extremely disciplined. And that's hard for some people, food and working out and the time invested. Like right now, I did 75 hard and I went through that whole program. It's 2 workouts a day, gallon of water, all this stuff. And it's just like, man, that's a big commitment. And a lot of people are like, dude, how do you find the time? And the truth is you don't. You don't find the time. You got to create it in your life. You got to create it. If it's important enough to you, create it. Talk to us about mindset, man. What does this really do for you? And I think people don't understand the side effects of pushing yourself every day. And like David Goggins says, callousing the mind when you're so focused on working out and developing a mindset that can't be penetrated. What does that do for you when you've got this under control?
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, you know, when you have a goal and you have something you're making progress towards, it goes to all areas of your life. But if you don't have a specific focus, right, it can take away from that. And really what happens when you like set the tone for the day, right? For like a lot of busy people, what I say is, hey, you know what? Lose a little bit of sleep maybe if you need to. Wake up, do a workout. You know why? Because when you wake up and it's dark and you don't want to, and it's cold and you'd rather be cuddling up under the cover sleeping, and you go instead and push your body, you push your mind, you take the fact that, okay, I said I was going to do this, I got to do it, discipline your mind, work your body. Now, when you're done, when you're through it, you got momentum through the day. It's going to carry you through to your next task. You show up in life, things are not always easy, right? We deal with challenges every day that are unforeseen, things we can't imagine. All of what's going on in the world right now. Who could have predicted or said that that was going to be a thing? Yet here we are. And when you can constantly push your body, push your mind through difficult situations, it makes other situations more tolerable, easier to understand. You can know when you face a challenge. One day it might be doing 50 burpees. Another day it might be, you know, a client or something like that that's having a problem you got to fix. Well, guess what? Now you have the power to know, all right, well, I pushed myself through that. I can push myself through this. And mindset, honestly, in so many ways is literally everything in life, right? Because the mind, as much as we focus on the body as fitness coaches and we talk about the body and, you know, mainly what people want to lose if it's weight or whatever, it's all aesthetics a lot of time. Well, guess what? The engine of the body is the brain. You can't do a curl, a squat, anything else. You can't touch a weight. You can't lose weight. You can't eat right. You can't do any of that if you don't got the mind right. And so, you know, I always focus on the mindset and I say, that is everything. Get that right. Get that down. The better that you improve your mindset, the better progress and results you're going to get everywhere, from fitness to anything else.
Dude, I like it. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs who watch the show and they're like, man, how do I get better in my business? And the answer is get better in your fitness. Because I think the reason why people lack confidence is they break promises with themselves a lot. Right? They keep breaking promises. I'll get my body in shape this year. You don't do it. Then you're lacking confidence. Like maybe I can't actually get it in shape. Maybe I have no control over my cravings. Maybe I can't get into a state where I can be successful in this area of my life. So I'll probably fail in this area of my life. If you want to take the most kind of like barbarian approach to success, do the grunt work that doesn't really require, you know, you to think and just requires you to do, because in that doingness of that thing, then you really start developing that level of control. Because if you can control this, then you can start controlling other factors. So I love that whole idea of conditioning your body. It's more for your mind, man. My mentor, Chris, taught me like working out's not for muscles. It's for what it does for your mind. Because when everybody else is sitting around, they have no discipline, no self-control, it becomes almost like this massive hindrance or like this huge a disabling item in your life. Like, oh man, I can't get my fitness in check. And then you have zero confidence over here. So it's not just about looking good, folks. It's about being, listen, 80-20 rule, right, my man? Ryan, talk about 80-20. 20% of people are going to win. 20% of the business owners are going to make a profit. 20% of investors in this market are going to make money. Everybody else is not. Are you part of the elite who are running right now? Like, my foot's on the gas in all of our businesses when so many people are taking their foot off the gas. So, like, is there really any excuse?
No, I mean, I don't think that there's any excuse to not be doing your best all the time. That's what I think all the time. And honestly, the funny thing is, I think a lot of people coming out of this are going to be better. A lot of people are going to be better. We know some people are going to come out of this with either they gained weight or they lost weight, right? And so when we're talking about fitness, we're talking about anything else. Whatever you do every day, no matter the environment, the circumstances will dictate the result that you get in the end game. And that's what it really comes down to with fitness and everything else. And what I say is, hey, everybody is busy. That's the excuse of everybody, right? Like, people look at transformations, they look at results, they look at this, and, entrepreneurs especially, I coach a lot of entrepreneurs too, and they all say, hey, no, I need to put in 10, 12 hours a day on my business today. I got these deals to close. I got this stuff I need to do. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Guess what, man? That's not going to be worth anything when you got any type of disease you get from not taking care of your body. When you get overweight and you're not happy with yourself, right? We talk about everything like it's just aesthetics. Oh, I got a little bit of body fat on me. No, we're talking about your health for the rest of your life, right? Right now, it might be aesthetics. It might be everything else. But what about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now? What if all the stuff that you did in the 10 years you didn't take the fat off your body, that puts you into a spot where now you develop some problem and you can't even enjoy the fruits of your labor? And so, at the end of the day, I say, hey, schedule it like it's a sale. Schedule it like it's a close. Schedule it like a client you got to meet with. You're meeting with yourself every single day. You got to make time to have that happen. Make time to get yourself a workout in, to take care of yourself, so that guess what you can do? Be better for yourself, which makes you better for everyone else.
And it makes you more attractive to people as well. Like, not physically, but I'm just saying, like, when people see you invest in yourself, you join masterminds, you work on your body, you work on your relationship. Is this the kind of person I want to be around? Because it's a person of ultimate responsibility. Deep down, people look at you and you look like you don't take care of yourself. They're saying that's not a responsible person. They don't have any self-control. They haven't really developed any discipline in that area of life. So it makes me think they're going to crush this real estate deal for me. So it's more, guys, I'm telling you, it's more than just getting your body looking good. It's more than just all that other stuff. If you want to win, this is the most direct path to success. I asked a buddy of mine who he's got some pretty large businesses, a young guy, and he's like, what's the one thing you can do if you want to be successful? He's like, just work out. Beat your body up every day, work out every day, and just move in that direction. And that'll be the catalyst for you. So you'll hear the words. If you don't do it, the problem is now you got nobody else to blame but yourself, which affects more and more your confidence. Dude, talk to me about the trainers and stuff, because you've got a great team. You've got some amazing people. You've trained a lot of competitors. Like, talk to us about the business and how the online stuff works here, because I think my folks are really interested.
Yeah. So online, we got different trainers. So obviously I told you guys the story a little bit, started way back, just the guy at the front desk. Now I got the online business we run, and we train people all over the world. I got people out your way. I got people out some other way. I got people in different countries everywhere, man. And we've pretty much gone worldwide. But the crazy thing is, like I said, haven't trained anybody in person in 5-6 years, and nobody else that coaches for me does either. It's all done online. And literally the way it all works is we do it through our Team Flex coaching app. And so on the app, literally it's, where we can see every single thing our clients are going through. The crazy thing is I used to be a trainer on the gym floor, right? And so you'd see your client on Monday, and then you see them on Friday, or you'd see them Wednesday. What are they doing when they're not there, right? What's going on at home? What are they doing during the other days? The way that we developed our online training is now we know what's going on every single day. And the way I've talked about it is, instead of getting a trainer, you're actually getting a coach. You're getting somebody to work with you, to guide you, to be there with you through every step. And so we're able to see, what our clients are doing. Are they getting their macros right? Are they tracking their foods? Are they doing their workouts? Jump in, talk to them, help them do all that. And of course, check and see where they are and progress them along the way. The cool thing is, though, like I said, is this business was not a thing. It was not a thing 5-6 years ago, man. And honestly, right now with everything going on, there's going to be a massive influx of trainers that were in the spot I was in 5-6 years ago that are going to realize you got to adapt. You got to pivot. You got to overcome stuff when, hey, the gym's closed now. Well, how are you going to train clients? You got to find a way to do it now. And so I think, honestly, we're going to see a huge uptick into this whole industry overall. And it's going to transform a lot of things, just like I think we're seeing on a lot of business fronts. But it's just an exciting thing to think about when you really think, hey, you know, so much has changed from just a few years back.
Hey, it's Ben Humble. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what my guest is talking about and you're getting massive value from it, then scroll to the bottom, open up the description, and follow them on social media. Support them, connect with them. Just scroll down there, click the link, and let's roll. Stay humble. So talk to us about how important, because I believe it's a 7-day a week. You want to get better in your life? Mind, body, spirit, money, and relationships, 7 days.
Yep.
And I don't care if you go for a walk and don't lift weights every day, but talk about the importance of the consistency, because I think that's where a lot of people don't understand. How often should they work out?
Yeah, so just like you just said, every day you should do something. So the way that we train people is I program them for weights, I program them for cardio, I program them for activity, right? Mm-hmm. I'm making sure people are not ending up in a spot where, hey, guess what? You're taking the next 3 days off. You worked out one day this week. You're good to go. I'll talk to you next Monday. No, that's not a thing, because at the end of the day, consistency is what gets progress. It's what gets results. And so when you go on nutrition, we're talking about nutrition, that's 7 days a week. You got to have it. I mean, if you want to have a little bit of a cheat day or something and maybe you can fit it for your goals or whatever, sure. But that's predetermined, that's prepared, that's planned. That's not a guesswork. And that even becomes consistent in itself, right? We're never guessing. Everything is data, right? Like we talked about earlier, you got to have the metrics. You got to know what's going on. And honestly, be active every day in today's world, especially, right? Like get out, take a walk. That can be your activity for that day. Go hike, go do something else. Go to the gym. If you're stuck at home training, do a home workout. The amount of stuff that can be done, you know, anywhere is really crazy. What people want to do is they want to find ways to opt out. They want to say, oh, the gym's not open. I don't need to work out then. It's not going to be good enough. I'm done. I'm opting out of that. It's good. I'm going to move on. I'll focus on another area of my life that I want to progress on. But at the end of the day, your life's a wheel, right? Your life's got to be a wheel. And if you take one area down, now you got a really shitty wheel. It's not going to roll that good. You got to make sure that you clock in for all parts of your life every single day. Because if you want to actually make progress and you actually want to be your best business, you want to be your best at your career, you want to be your best in your relationships, with your health, your life, your finances, all that, it comes down to clocking in for each one of these things at least a little bit every single day.
I love that. And here's what's so cool about that. Most people never think about it that way. We all want to belong. We all want to hang out. We all want to be cool. We all want to do all the stuff. We want to be with everybody else. The problem is this. This is a lonely road sometimes, and people get stuck. The problem is people want to hang out so much that they're always going to dream about this lifestyle where they have money, they've got the body, they've got the relationships, they've got the mindset. But if you don't spend time on yourself, with yourself, and by yourself, you got to be willing to be a little bit lonely. You can have amazing results in your life. The body you never thought that you could have, and the relationships and the mindset and the confidence. Man, talk about the positive results, Ryan. What happens to people who truly master this? What does their life look like, and what does their mindset look like?
The simplest way to put it, man, is you get to live in a life you never thought was possible. You were just talking about Disney movies back there. That's the life you wake up in one day, you know? Basically what happens is, you know, people live for so long assuming that where they're at is where they have to be. And that's not necessarily true. You can always change wherever you are in any circumstance of your life, but especially with things like your fitness, because you always control it. You control if you sit in a chair or if you get out and you do something. You control if you get a workout in. You control what you put on the fork that goes in your mouth. And so when you take control of things and you understand, hey, you know what? Nothing's controlling you. The opportunity you have, the capabilities you have, the things you can accomplish are actually reality. It doesn't matter if anybody told you it was possible or you believed it or whatever. The truth is when you start to do it, that's when you start to see it, right? Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And so as you go about the journey and you start going forward, you start doing things every day, you start to see, wow, this is becoming something. I'm becoming something. I'm becoming better. And it correlates over. You know, people trying to start their business. Like I said, you do a workout, you're going to be working your clients out that day. You're going to be, progressing your staff. You're going to be moving your business forward better because guess what you're doing? You're getting better. You're putting yourself into a spot to get better. So I think, honestly, only positives ever come from any part of your life that you decide to actually focus on and make a change, even if it's hard, even if it's a struggle, even if you wake up every day and you don't want to do it. When it's done, it will be worth it.
Dude, it's so awesome. Where should people connect with you? Because I would love my audience to connect with you further and really dial in their fitness. What's the best place they can do that?
Yeah, so on any social media at Team Flex with 2 S, Team FFLEX. Say that about 18,000 times a day, I feel like. But, it's Team Flex for the social medias and then the website. If you go to teamfflex.com, I actually offer a free coaching trial. Okay, this is the coaching that me and my staff, we only give to our paying clients or people on the trial. And it's free for 7 days where we set you up. It's an opportunity for you to actually get in and learn something, right? We treat you just like you're a client. We give you custom training. We give you custom nutrition. We set you up for 7 days and say, hey, here's what it takes. Here's something to help you. Even if you don't want to sign on and become a client, great. Hopefully we gave you a little bit of information, a little bit of knowledge, something you can take with you that's going to improve you and do more for you in your life. And so that's at teamfflex.com. Anybody can do that anytime.
Hey, it's Ben Humble. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what my guest is talking about and you're getting massive value from it, then scroll to the bottom, open up the description, and follow them on social media. Support them, connect with them. Just scroll down there, click the link, and let's roll. Stay humble.
Make sure to subscribe to Ben on YouTube so you can stay up to date on everything Humble, featuring daily episodes of the Humble Podcast and weekly video content providing motivation, real estate strategies, and personal development for everyday life. Also, follow Ben on Facebook and Instagram for daily interactions. Check out humble.ceo and download a chapter of Ben's new book, From Communism to Capitalism, absolutely free.